Hello all, a very good morning, very good evening to everyone who has joined from different parts of the globe. Sandeep, am I audible? Shirisha? Great, thank you so much. Warm welcome on behalf of IFSS and PSSM Global. I welcome you all today to day one of My Time Infinity program. And a very happy World Meditation Day to everyone. Well, every day is supposed to be a meditation day, but this day is chosen and recognized to give its due importance and create awareness. So once again, I welcome you all. I am the host for you today. I'm from Bangalore. I also have Sandeep joined from Australia who will be co-hosting. Hi, Sandeep. Good morning. Great.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Great. Nice to have you, Sandeep, all the way from Australia. Great. So let's start the session today. Today is day one, and we are going to have a very beautiful topic to be covered, science of observation. But before that, let's get into meditation. And to guide us and orient us for this meditation session, I welcome Sampath, who unfortunately couldn't join yesterday. He was unwell. Today, I'm sure he is fit enough to guide us for the meditation. Hi, Sampath. Good morning.
Hi, Sudhil. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, all for good. I was supposed to join on World Meditation Day and meet you all. And as you know, we don't use medicines, and also there was a high fever, and I just took rest. And I watched it on YouTube. Wonderful launch. Congratulations. I thank IFSS team and PMC, PSSM Global, the organizing partners. And I salute to Patriji, Karthikeyan sir, Rajan sir, and Swarnlata madam, who are guiding us. Today's topic is wonderful. Science of observation, one of my favorite topics. Yesterday, did we inform participants on the procedure of how to meditate?
Well, we did, but in a very,
okay. Can someone put, the posture on the screen? Can someone share the screens for the participants to know the posture to meditate?
Prithvi, could you please share the screen?
So meanwhile, I welcome all the participants to this wonderful 33-day program, 32 days from today. I would like to start with Patriji's words. Whenever you are a meditator, first thing you should remember is be slow and steady. There is no hurry. There is no worry. But that does not mean you should waste time. So don't hurry yourself to get into meditation and get some results out of it, because meditation is all about calming yourself down. So don't be in a hurry. And don't worry. All the results that you're looking for, you will get it if you meditate. But if you think of these results, you cannot meditate. So you should have a wonderful intention that you should get what all you want, what all you are looking for through meditation. That is, before meditation, you should have this intent. But when you sit for meditation, you should just meditate. You should not even think of meditation, think of results. No, that falls into thinking. But we are here to get into a no thought state. For that, we are going to take the help of observation. So while the slide is put on, Sandeep, can you tell me what is the difference between thinking and observation?
You put me on the spot, sir, but thinking is when you are having that thought in mind, and observation is your witness to the thought.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Thinking is about past and future most of the time, right?
Yes.
Can you observe something of the past or future?
Recollect or project.
Yeah. When you observe, you're by default in the present moment.
Yes.
And mind always takes you to past and future. For the beginners, I want to underline this. The reason why we observe, whether it be breath or anything for that matter, the only tool that we have is observation in the whole path of meditation. That's our weapon. Whatever happens, you keep observing and slowly cut that mind which keeps taking us into past or future. Okay? And you can observe breath, yesterday's breath, tomorrow's breath, possible?
No. Just
You
the
can
current.
only observe the present breath, right? So by default, breath is in the present moment. Observation keeps you in the present moment. And when you are in the present moment, you get into meditation by cutting the mind. That's the science behind meditation. So, friends, be slow and steady. Patriji says, slow yourself using mauna and dhyana. Start with this silence, and slowly the inner silence happens, the shunya happens. So be in a state to allow it. You cannot deliberately get into that state. You just have to allow it. So be at ease. Meditation is all about not doing anything. It's a non-doing. Meditation is not doing something. If you allow yourself to get into a non-doing state, that is meditation. So the approach of meditation is very, very important. A lot of people sit for meditation as if they're going for a war. No. This is not a plane of achievements. This is a plane of attainments. You attain peace. You attain a lot of things, a big list of things, which you didn't know they were with you already. So let's get into meditation. Is the posture ready, Sunil?
Yes, it is. Jenny will share right away. And Sampath, we also have a poll if required.
Yeah, we can do that after the meditation today.
Yes,
we want
sure.
to know how many beginners are there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the first 11 days is dedicated for beginners. Even if you are a senior meditator and a researcher, advanced meditator, it's okay to brush up the basics. And in the interest of the freshers, people who have come here to get into meditation, learn about meditation, we conduct this poll but what I suggest is even the senior meditators, with a fresh mind, like a beginner, every meditation that you do is a new meditation. So don't carry a baggage of, I am a senior meditator, I have been meditating for this long now. Every breath is a new breath, right? So every meditation can be a fresh meditation. So we can do the poll after the meditation session. So this is the procedure, my dear friends. Hope everybody can see. Sit comfortably. A lot of people don't sit comfortably when they sit for meditation. They want to sit straight. They want to be in a posture. They have an idea of meditation. No, sit comfortably. Comfort is the only rule. Be comfortable throughout. So start with comfort. Be at ease. You don't have to sit straight. Naturally, the posture keeps changing and one day it will become straight. In Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, sit comfortably. If you're comfortably be able to be straight, that's fine, but don't trouble yourself. Because if you trouble yourself, you can't. Be relaxed and observe the breath. So, sthira sukha asana, sukhasana. So it should be comfortable for you. Then clasp your fingers, cross your legs. If you're sitting on a sofa, just cross. Make sure your feet are touching each other. And the most important thing is closing your eyes. As long as your eyes are open, your mind cannot calm down. Even after you close your eyes, it takes a lot of time for the mind to calm down, but with open eyes, it's impossible. So this is the most important step, closing your eyes. Eyes are the doors of mind. So we close the doors and to go within. Then we come to the normal, natural breath. Observe your normal, natural breath. Today, before getting straight away into meditation, we'll just do a 2-minute exercise with the same posture, right? I'll give instructions for a couple of minutes and then we'll slip into meditation. All right. So friends, those people who can keep your videos on, I thank all of them, because a lot of people, get inspired when someone see meditating. So thank you so much, Vikal, Manoj, Sirisha, Sandeep, all those people. I'm joining from phone. I can't see many. So thank you so much to all of them. So please close your eyes. Sit comfortably. Take a minute. All those who are wearing glasses, they can remove the glasses. Step number 1, sit comfortably. This is about the physical body, right? This body is a huge factory running with trillions of cells. A lot of organs, a lot of systems going on. It's okay to give a minute or two to relax. Give an instruction to your body to relax and let it relax. While relaxing, can you just observe your body once? Start from head. Let's scan the body once. Start from the top of your head. Forehead. Eyes. Nose. Whole of the face. Neck. Shoulders. Just feel it. Become aware of your own body. Just observe. Your arms. Chest. Abdomen. Back. Pelvic region. Thighs. Knees. Calves, feet. Now slowly observe the movement caused by breath at the belly. See how belly is moving. Don't control the breath. Let the breath be 100% natural. Don't interfere. When the breath is going within, the belly expands and it contracts when we exhale. The same breath at the nostrils. Carefully observe a few breaths. The ingoing breath is a little colder than the outgoing breath. Can you observe that? Breath is a natural phenomenon, my dear friends. We are not doing anything. It happens. Even when you sleep, it happens. Breath is always with us throughout the life. But when we sit for meditation, we are with breath. We are the observers and we are with breath. Meditation is not a prayer. No visualizations, no chantings, no doings. Just be aware of your own natural, normal, peaceful breath. Now the breath is going in and coming out. If thoughts arise, Balaji, can you mute? If thoughts arise, gently cut the thoughts. Please don't fight with the thoughts. Thoughts do come. Let them go like passing clouds. You be with the breath. We all are here to meditate. So let's do it right. Let's have a wonderful time with breath. With the help of a beautiful music, which will be played after 2 minutes. Meanwhile, settle down and make your bond strong with breath. Ana-Pana-Sati. Being with ingoing breath and outgoing breath. No thoughts whatsoever, even about breath or meditation. Just being with breath. Observing the breath. Enjoy being with breath. Please be with your breath. Gently cut the thoughts and keep coming back to breath, my dear friends. My dear friends, last 10 minutes. Cut the thoughts and be with your breath. Last 5 minutes. last 1 minute. Slowly keep coming back. Keep your eyes closed. When you can, slowly unclasp your hands and place your palms on your eyes for 5 to 10 seconds. Take your time, my dear friends. And you can open your eyes whenever you're ready. Thank you so much for a beautiful meditation on the World Meditation Day with the music of great Grandmaster Patriji. His flute, whenever we hear, we connect to his breath, Grandmaster's breath. The flute itself is a message, my dear friends. Flute is empty. And when the breath flows through the flute, it gives out melodies. So emptiness is not actually empty. It's magical. That's exactly what we are doing with ourselves. We try to become empty, be with the breath, and make our life beautiful and melodious. Thank you so much. Full moon coming in 2 days. Best time to start meditation. We all are in the right time. For the beginners, I congratulate for coming into meditation. I thank everyone. Over to you, Sunil.
Wow, thank you so much, Sampath. That was really wonderful and a beautiful way to close. You mentioned about flute, relating that to breath. Thank you so much. Friends, I'm sure everyone has come out of their meditation by now. Up next is the wisdom session. Today we have a wonderful topic, science of observation. Sampath kept repeating this word, observation, every now and then. So let's understand in detail about what is science behind observation. And to take us through this, we have Resmi Nair from Raleigh, USA. And hi, Resmi. Good evening.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. I know it's late in the evening, at past 9 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
and
we are
you.
busy after the meditation.
Yes, so that's the magical thing about Resmi. She's ever smiling and joyful always, and that's contagious. So without much ado, let me hand it over to Resmi for this beautiful session on science of observation. Over to you, Resmi.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Sampath, for that wonderful meditation. Very relaxing, and the music was, as you said, Patriji's music is always mindful. Like it is so relaxing, so soothing. It was a perfect start for us on World Meditation Day with a beautiful meditation. And today's topic is science of observation, and I think Sampath himself covered most of the points which I was planning to talk about. He mentioned most of the keywords I was looking for. Anyway, without further delay, let's get into the presentation. Let me share my screen. you able to see my screen?
Yes, Resmi.
So the topic is science of observation for today, but I would like to start one step behind. We were talking a lot about breath today. Even during the meditation, Sampath was mentioning about breath. So why breath? Why are we focusing or observing breath? Breath is something which is there with us all the time. It is within us. It is just happening. You don't have to go anywhere, buy it, carry it anywhere for your meditation. It is always there with us. And it is something which connects us between the life and death. And as you meditate, as you go deeper into meditation, and as you observe your breath more and more, you go deeper and deeper into yourself. And as you go deeper, you start connecting with ourselves, that oneness within ourselves. That is what we are aiming with all our meditations. Like, we want to connect with ourselves without the distraction of outside world. We want to connect with ourselves. So the breath which I was talking about so far was the Shwasa part of it, but breath is also a life force. It is an energy. So that is called as the prana. So if you think about it, when you are on a daily basis, you eat food, you do your activities, and finally you go to bed in the night, you sleep. And while you're sleeping, you're not doing anything. Throughout the day, you have a lot of activities. You're working, you're eating, you're doing your exercise, your other activities. But while you go to sleep, you're resting, you're sleeping, you're not doing anything. There is an emptiness which creates within you. And in that emptiness, you receive a lot of energy through the breath. That is the life force, the prana. Imagine yourself doing just eating and doing all other activities for 3-4 days and not sleeping at all. What would happen to us after the 3rd day or the 4th day? I don't think we will even survive. We might be so exhausted, so tired. Some people might even pass out. So we need that energy from that breath. We need that life force to keep us going through our everyday activities. And in this meditation, in the one which we just did also, we were focusing only on our natural breath. We were not exerting our inhalation, or we were not forcefully doing our exhalation. We were not manipulating with our breath. We were just following or observing our normal, natural breath. We were just observing, it just happens. The breath just keeps on happening. It just keeps on going in and coming out. And you are just monitoring it or keeping track of it. And that is the Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, the breath meditation. So here, Ana means inhalation, Apana means exhalation, and Sati means awareness. So it means we are being aware of our breath. Each and every breath which is going in, coming out, we are aware of it. That's such a beautiful happening, right? Like, you're aware of each and every breath. Usually we don't be aware of the breath in a normal day. We are not aware of all the breaths we are taking. So in meditation, when we are closing our eyes, settling down and focusing or observing our breath, we are being aware of our each and every breath which goes in and comes out. And there is a beautiful connection between mind and body too. How is it connected? Have you ever thought that mind and breath are connected? So when you're angry, when you're very agitated, you tend to breathe faster. You will be like panting, you will be breathing faster. And when we are very upset, very sad, very anxious, you breathe very deeper. Your breath goes very deep. You take like deep inhalation and deep exhalations. And when we are relaxed, when we are very calm, relaxed, we don't even notice our breath. It is so subtle. so shallow, we don't even notice that breath which is happening. So that is the connection between mind and breath. The negativities of our mind that can have a connection to our respiration, like the breathing gets affected with our moods. Like if you're angry or if you're sad or if you're happy, the breathing pattern changes. As I was talking, like when you're calm and when you're peaceful, when the breath is subtle, your mind becomes still. It becomes clearer from the thoughts, it becomes clearer from the distractions we are having, and it becomes still. And in that stillness, you get clarity. You get clear understanding of all the questions or the answers we need. Whatever we are looking for, we get that clarity and that understanding. So how do we take our mind to the stillness? Through practice. And practicing, how do we practice? This is a beautiful platform for that. We are meeting every day for the next 32 days and practicing. And practicing what? Practicing observation. Observation is a very common word. Observation is a common skill which we can have in our personal life, professional life, spiritual life. It is a skill or a tool which we can use anywhere and everywhere in anything. Anything we do, we can involve this observation skill. So observation is about what is inside us and you're observing what is happening around us. So the three key words here is attention, awareness, and witnessing. So right now when I'm talking to you, you can pay attention only to the words which I'm speaking right now. Whatever I said 2 minutes back, you cannot pay attention to that. And whatever I'm going to say, you cannot pay attention to that. You can pay attention only to the words which I'm currently speaking right now, whatever is coming out of me. And once you pay attention to that, you become aware of it. What am I speaking? You become aware of the topic. And all of you who are here, you're just witnessing me. You're just seeing what I'm talking. You're just being aware of what I'm doing. But you cannot change anything. You cannot change what I'm speaking. You cannot manipulate with what I'm going to say. You're just being there and witnessing. It is the same thing with our breath. We can pay attention only to our current breath. What is happening right now, that is all we can pay attention to. I cannot pay attention to a breath which already happened or the breath which is going to come. And once you are in that present moment with the breath, you become aware of it and you start witnessing it, witnessing that breath. And witnessing that breath will help us witnessing ourselves, observing ourselves. Here, the point is observation makes you see things as they are. So we come with a lot of patterns, a lot of assumptions, a lot of emotions and feelings from our past. And whenever some incident happens in our life, these patterns or these emotions drive our reactions to those events. So we are not able to see what they are, how they are. And we are always clouded by our judgment. And we are away from seeing what things are. A perfect example is a sky. On a cloudy day, it will be covered with clouds. But that is not going to change the sky. Once the cloud moves out, the sky is there as clear as it was. The same thing with a rainy day. The rain comes and goes, but the sky will remain as it is there. So the same thing we have to practice. Like we have to see things as they are. We have to step away from our patterns. We have to step away from our emotions and feelings from our past, and then observe what is happening around us. It is easy to say, but how do we actually observe things? So here, even during the meditations for someone who is doing a meditation for the first time, when you do 1 day meditation, you feel happy. The next day, some thoughts start coming in your meditation while you're sitting there and meditating, thoughts start coming in, or you're distracted with some sound outside. And you start judging, you start analyzing, oh, my today's meditation was not as good as yesterday's meditation. Oh, I'm doing something wrong. Why am I not able to meditate as good as what I did yesterday? You start analyzing it, you start judging it. So this is the key point. Here, you're not judging anything, you're not analyzing anything. You're there just to watch it. You're watching the breath. You're watching, when you're sitting for meditation, you're just watching one by one each breath which comes in, which goes out. You're just observing that breath. You're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to manipulate anything. You are just there. I mean, as the writer Eckhart Tolle mentioned here, don't analyze it. You just watch the moment. Just watch what is happening in front of us, what is happening within us. Just watch it. And how to do this watching effectively is being a detached observer. You have to distance yourself from that situation or from that object or from that person. You have to detach yourself and start observing it. An example is you're fighting with a friend or your spouse, you're getting into an argument. You both are in the heat of the moment, you start throwing words, you start abusing, you start talking. But if you keep on going through the same process, it'll end in a very bad way. So if you can step out, take a moment, take a breath, and just come out of that heated argument and just observe what was happening. Just listen to what the other person was saying. You might be able to connect to it better. You might see from where the other person is talking, what feeling he was coming and talking to you. It might be something very silly, and you might even actually laugh about it and get over with it very easily. So being detached and observing what is happening around us is the key point. And these are some of the benefits of observation. As we were talking, it helps us correcting ourselves, and it helps you gain control. It is not just with ourselves, it is with our reactions and response to others around us. And it leads to self-dependence. You are not waiting for someone to come and talk or give a compliment to you or give a suggestion to you. You are self-dependent. You know what you are. You're observing yourself. You know how you're reacting to a situation. You know how you're responding to a situation, and you know how you're reacting and what you are in that moment. So that self-dependency also is a big benefit of being a good observer. And the last one is being distant, like what I was talking earlier, like being a distant from that creates that space for us to analyze or to see what is happening there. How whatever I was talking about, we can apply in our personal or professional life. Anywhere these skills can be used, like at home or at work, we can use it. So how is this observation helping us with our spiritual growth? So observation disidentifies us from whom we are not. We are not this body, we are not this mind, we are not this whatever we are owning, like the car, the house. We are not any of that. We are not the emotions, or we are not the thoughts which we are having. It helps us disidentifying ourselves from our body and seeing who you are, who the true you. And this helps us giving you a lot of joy in your life, happiness in your life. You become more powerful. And this is the basis, and this is very much emphasized in all our spiritual teachings. The books or spiritual teachings, they all emphasize on these observation skills within us. And the lack of observation, if we are not able to observe ourselves clearly, that creates a lot of failures and defeats for us. So yesterday, we were talking about looking through a muddy water, a glass full of muddy water. We are not able to see through it. How can you see when you're cluttered with all the thoughts and distractions in your life? You're not able to see through it. Only once you start observing and clearing our thoughts, distancing from all these emotions and feelings, we will be able to see clearly, that clarity in our life that comes with that distancing ourselves and observing ourselves. The supreme purpose of observation, as we saw little like 2 slides behind, it is disidentifying our consciousness from our body. You are not this body. You are realizing that. And once you put yourself away from all these, away from your questions of life, you are not in it, you are away from it, you get the clarity, you get the answers, you get the understanding what you're looking for. So now comes the most important part of it. Why observation? Why is observation so important in meditation or in our spiritual journey? We are all lost in a lot of thoughts. If you Google it, it says an average person has about 60,000 thoughts, 60,000 or more thoughts. So we are moving from one thought to the other. You are like in a train of thoughts. One thought comes, goes, and you are again jumping into the next thought. You keep on going through these thoughts the whole day. And what happens with all these thoughts is our mind starts becoming cluttered. We are not able to see things clearly. We are not able to make a proper judgment, or we are not able to analyze anything. We are always being in a cluttered or cloud mode. So in meditation, we would have heard in our earlier meditation, we were saying, cut the thoughts and come back to the breath. So the thoughts might keep coming. You are not going to judge it or analyze it. You just see the thought, let it come, let it go, but you are bringing your attention back to the breath. When you are in observation mode, it can only be an observation with breath or the thought. You cannot be observing both. Like you cannot observe at a time a thought and a breath. It will be only breath or only thought. So that is why we were saying, cut the thoughts, come back to the breath and focus on the breath. So when we start doing this, you shift from being a thinker to an observer. Initially, you are a person with a lot of thoughts which is running in your mind. It keeps on coming, going. You are not even aware that you are in the thought. You are that deep in the thought. But when you start observing these, the thoughts still keep on coming. It is still happening, but you are not in it. You are away from it and you are just observing it. And when you start observing it and stay away from these thoughts, your mind gradually slows down. You get a lot of space within you. And in that space, in that emptiness, you are ready to receive abundant energy. This universe is filled with energy. But we are not ready to accept it because we are always in a thought mode. We are always in a cluttered mode. There is no space for us to receive this energy. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like when you're sleeping, that is the only time we are feeling that emptiness in our day-to-day life, where you can absorb that energy from the breath and create that life force. But when we are in meditation, when we are cutting down the thoughts, when we are focusing on the breath, when we are observing ourselves, we are creating that emptiness within us. By calming our mind, making our mind still, we are creating that space for receiving all those energy. And when we receive those energy, we are able to connect with our inner guidance, the inner guru. Patriji always says, breath is our guru. This is what it is. Like when you are with your breath, you are able to connect with our inner guru. That is a breath. So that is all I had for today. And before we end, I would like to say one last thing about Osho. Osho is a great master who has a lot of spiritual teachings, lot of books written. There are books written about his teachings by others. And once he said, if I have to summarize my entire teaching, entire knowledge, whatever I have spoken, whatever I have written into one word, that would be watchfulness. That is observation. So friends, this is a skill, this is a tool which we can use in our personal life, professional life, in our spiritual life. Just observe before you start reacting to anything. Take a step back, observe for a second, observe for a minute, and then start responding. And it becomes a life skill. It becomes a part of you when you start practicing. That's all I had. Sunil, over to you.
Wow, wow. I'm short of words, Resmi. Thank you so very much. This was a picture perfect session for, especially for World Meditation Day. We had a fantastic meditation and then followed by beautiful, slides and words that you mentioned about science of observation. Thank you so very much. I'm delighted. I'm so happy.
Sunil, thanks to Srinivas Reddy sir, son-in-law of Patriji, who has compiled this subject called Science of Observation from various teachings of Torquem Saradarian. We must thank the Torquem Saradarian master and Srinivas Reddy sir for bringing together this subject for us. And most beautiful thing about the Science of Observation subject is there are a lot of things that are not in your control and you don't know what to do about it. This subject makes things so easy. The moment you start observing that aspect which is not in your control, it starts coming into your control. You don't have to do anything. We didn't know this, right? Just by observing, you get that aspect into your control. You don't have to do anything, just observe. I tested it so many times. Even a lot of people try it with their own kids. They shout, kids are shouting, they're also shouting. But my mom was a teacher. She used to shout a lot. I told her, just be quiet and observe them, see how the class calms down. And she was like, wow, that's so true. You don't have to do anything. So there are so many things within us and out of us, around us, that are not in our control. Just by observing, becoming a master of observation, you can get your whole reality into your control. That's the beauty of this subject. And thank you so much, Resmi, for delivering it so beautifully. Thank you. Thank you, Sana.
Thank you, Sampath.
Thank you for adding that, Sampath. So beautiful. So friends, we are now open for the Q&A session. This is one of the basic and fundamental topic. So please feel free to ask your question. We have all the masters who can take up this question and answer. You can raise your hand, we can unmute you and we can ask the question directly, or you could post your chat in the in the Zoom chat. So we'll pick it up from there too. There are a few questions come like, can you please share the presentation? Yes, we will be sharing the YouTube link. You can watch this again later. Will we share the short summary on WhatsApp? Yeah. Yes, we can. Yes, we have Master Surendra. Yes, sir. Please go ahead with your question.
Can you give it one more time? Yeah, thanks. Good morning to all. First of all, I would like to say thanks for all the members who are joined in this class. My question is actually who are joined recently. Maybe let us say I'm the first time I'm joining. So when we are doing this many minutes, maybe I can say more than 10 minutes, it's very difficult for the initial people to stay calm and observe the breath. So for those people, like what do you suggest?
Keep practicing. That is what we had mentioned in that slide also. keep coming back here for the next 32 days. We are here, we are meditating together. We are all learning together. So it is just practice. Without practice, there is no shortcut. Sunil, if you want to add something, please add.
Yes. So we all have been thinking, and this thought coming in has been going on since childhood till whatever age we are. So we are so used to it. So it will take time to settle those thoughts. So it happens, that happens to everyone, even for senior experienced meditators. These thoughts will pour in like floodgates. So the mantra is simple, like the topic that we discussed today. Keep observing it. Let the thoughts come and go. Let the thoughts come and go. Maintain that observation. That will help in the long run. Sampath, would you
Yeah,
like to
and
add?
yeah, I would like to give Patriji's words here. Sir said, Shwasa is your guru, your breath is your guru, and Samayame Sadhana, he said, which means the more time you spend closing your eyes, that amount of time is directly proportional to your practice and progress. So there's no other way apart from increasing the time of practice. That's what I wanted to add, Sunil. Thank you.
Thank you, Sampath. That is a very beautiful question, Surendraji.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Also, Sunil, one thing to add, Surendra sir, we will be coming up with a lot of other topics where we talk about the challenges, as you said, the agitation and not keeping the calm after 10 minutes. So these are the challenges that we face in meditation. So we will be covering what are the challenges and how to face it in the coming sessions. So you can keep following us. Thank you.
Thank you, Prithvi, for adding that. Any more questions? Yes, there is a question posted by Fani Kumar in the chat. Is observation all about letting go? Resmi?
My understanding, it is not letting go as such. It will be there, that thoughts, it will be there. You cannot let go of the thoughts. You are just being aware that the thoughts are coming, but you don't get into the thought. You don't start interacting with the thought. You don't start working on that thought. So you just be aware, the thoughts come, you are aware of it, and you're just moving your attention, your observation to the breath. You're not observing that thought anymore. You're coming back to the breath. Sampath, if you want to add anything more.
No, that's a beautiful question because people think that the moment they start observing, everything will be positive. But when you start observing, you will also observe a lot of negative things within you, which were not seen before. So a lot of people, when they get into deep observation, suddenly get into judgments like, oh my God, I didn't know that I was so bad in my thoughts. Suddenly you realize you were always that, but you suddenly realize, you become conscious. And even that is a kind of shock. So this question is a beautiful question because you have to keep letting go if you want to continue in the path of observation. So wherever you see a hurdle, you have to take it easy, you have to accept, you have to let go. That will actually complement your journey. That's a beautiful, beautiful question and a reminder. Thanks for whoever has asked that question. So remember, when you start observing things, there are so many deeper things in our own subconscious mind. A lot of fears will come up, a lot of conclusions. There is so much which we don't know within. There is a lot of sagar manthan that happens. And a lot of poison comes out, After poison, finally comes the amrit, right? So in this process, you have to keep accepting as it is everything that comes, and you have to let go of a lot of things. That's a very, very helpful thing in this practice. Thanks for bringing it onto the surface.
It's a very important question. Thank you so much, Fani Kumarji. Do we have any other questions? You may feel free to raise your hands or post the question in the chat. Okay. There's another question Lavanya ji has asked. When we are not in meditation, how can we observe the thoughts and act without getting pulled into it?
As long as you are observing, you won't react. The moment you stop observing and you are involved, you will react. You will be pulled into it. By the time you are pulled into it, you are already out of your awareness and observation. Unknowingly, you do that switch. With practice, you get that control. There are two things. One is awareness, one is involvement. Suppose I am angry, and I know that I am angry, is awareness. I am angry, I am taken over by the anger. I became angry, I am involved. So the mastery is in seeing things, not getting into it. So as long as you are seeing, you won't get into it. The moment you stop seeing, you are identified by it. That's the practice. Keep observing.
Correct. Thank you so much. That was a good question, Lavanya ji. Great. Do we have any question before? Yeah.
Yeah, in relation to this only. So while observing, if we get like bad or ugly thoughts, with time passing, it's easy to observe it. But when we get good thoughts, we spill into it. So this is like, what's the difference? How I know to master it, you'll get to know about that also, but I want to know about this aspect as well.
That's exactly where Buddha has helped, Jenny. Buddha said mind is going behind pleasant things. It always runs behind the pleasant things, and it always runs away from unpleasant things. But both are mind, not just one side of it. Pleasant and unpleasant. Raga and Dvesha. So Vipassana is all about practicing that. See both positive and negative, and with the help of neutrality, you be equanimous to both positive and negative thoughts. The moment you get positive thoughts, you want to enjoy it, entertain it, you want to go behind it, you are still keeping your mind on. Only staying neutral and equanimous and pulling yourself out of both pleasant and unpleasant, that will keep you as a master. Good question again. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. We also have Rajan sir in the call. Good morning, sir. We want to hear from you. Today we had this session. We had a wonderful topic to discuss. Let me unmute, sir. Okay. So,
yeah.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. It was nice hearing Resmi on the excellent topic of science of observation, because ultimately, as we go into this meditation process, we begin with the continuous observance of the natural breathing process. So their observation is so very important. But as Sampath just now said, that equanimity is automatically developed when you have when you become a silent witness. So you are able to understand what is good and bad, and you are able to distinguish with that. So my only suggestion would be that everyone should be a silent witness, like a traffic policeman. This is what Patriji very often used to say. What is a traffic policeman? I'm a policeman who regulates the traffic. What does he do? He just watches silently, and he is fully on his job, only observing the coming traffic and the going traffic, and to ensure there is a smooth flow of traffic. Nothing else distracts him. Even if there is a procession with a lot of noise and all that, he is not distracted by it. So we have to be just a silent witness, and that is the only way to do meditation. In fact, I suddenly remember the book Breath You Are Alive. That is the name of the book. Thich Nhat Hanh. I read this book almost 20 years back when I was traveling with Patriji. In that book, Thich Nhat Hanh says, Buddha is the greatest of all spiritual scientists. And today we pay all the tributes to this great master on this meditation day. Because he didn't straight away go into the breath. I remember also reading somewhere that it took almost 500 days for him with various experiments to decide upon the breath. He tried sitting under a tree and meditating. He couldn't get an empty mind. Similarly, watching a lamp, a glowing lamp, that didn't give him that empty mind. Similarly, also by fasting, he also tried. You must have seen photos of a skeleton Buddha in some places, which only showed that he fasted for a long time, but still he couldn't achieve an empty mind. But it was only when he jumped into the river that he remembered, he realized rather that your breath becomes shorter and shorter, and it is only the breath which needs all the attention. So in that book, Thich Nhat Hanh says, whatever you are doing, whenever you are doing something very important, and you want to have all the focus on it, and you don't want to get distracted, the only way to do it is to watch your breath. It applies to driving, it applies to cooking, it applies to so many things like that. So in each of your activities, when you are able to lay emphasis and observe your breath, because the breath is the only thing which is always there. That is why we say in our Indian languages, prana vayu. Prana vayu means what? That is the only thing which makes a difference between life and death. So the moment a child is born, it starts crying. Then you realize that there is life in that child, the baby. So it starts crying. So the breath is very important right until our last breath. So for that, Thich Nhat Hanh says, nothing like keeping your breath alive. What does it mean? Your breath is always alive, but you have to realize that it is alive. How many of us realize that there is a breath? How many of us give importance to the breath? That is very important. That is why we say that it is important for us to meditate. And for meditation also, it is very important that we realize what is the basis of soul science. The basis of soul science is meditation, and the basis of meditation is being one with the breath. So this we have to respect even Osho's thinking on this aspect, because Osho was none but a follower of Buddha under the name of Mahakashyapa. So one important philosophy which I happen to read about Osho is, he has written that there is something known as what is known as the ABC of life. What is ABC of life? Osho says awareness, belongingness, and commitment. These are the important things which hold the key to your success in life. So as long as you have awareness, you cannot do anything which is wrong. He gives an example where a person comes to him and says, I have a tendency to steal, to rob. Then that monk says, nothing wrong. If that is what you are used to or you want to do, you do it. But you do it with total awareness. So this man goes, the person who asked the question goes. After 1 month, he comes back and says, Guruji, I could never steal anything because I was with total awareness. So what Osho indicates there is, if you are with total awareness, you can never do anything wrong. Understand? Your conscience won't allow you to do it. So you should be there with total awareness in whatever you do. Next is belongingness. What is belongingness? Belongingness means you should feel that you are part of this family, part of the society, part of the nation, part of the universe. When you feel that you are part of it, then you will tend to do things which are more contributing to the progress of that particular institution or society or nation. And the third one is commitment. Then when you have a commitment right from the beginning to the end, that you have to achieve something, that you have to work through the IFSS to achieve universal harmony and peace. When you have that commitment, then nothing will deter you, or nothing, you will not get diverted into anything else, and you will do your best for the occasion. That is why in the book 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, he says the fourth agreement is always do your best under all circumstances. So if you do that, then you achieve the best that you can. So with these words, I would thank every one of you for having organized such a wonderful program. Resmi was wonderful, and the topic she has chosen is really great. Science of observation is so very necessary, and unless that is done, in fact, I wanted to answer Surendra in a way by telling him, when all your senses are closed, you don't see. First thing is you have to close your eyes, because 80% of your energy goes through your eyes. So when you close your eyes and you close your mouth because you don't speak anything, and also hearing, you don't hear anything except when there is some soft music that you have played. So all your senses are at ease, are at rest rather. Then the whole thing is automatic. You automatically can go into an empty mind state. So it is possible by closing your senses and being with yourself, address yourself. So when we say do regular meditation, it is something which you have to address for yourself, for your own good. Because ultimately, it is that individual consciousness which has to be raised. And for this, the entire effort is on your own. It is with you. It is for you to do it, for your own benefit. So thank you, my dear friends. It is wonderful today. Great.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
You really, when you see a cake, you really topped up everything very beautifully. Thank you so much. Well, we have one last question from Vikal. Vikal had raised his hand. I'm not sure if he's around. Vikal, would you want to ask the question? Yes. Hi, Vikal.
Hi, Sunil. Thank you very much. Yes, a question was on the same, topic what we are discussing on the letting it go. So if we, if I look at it, me or, around in the, corporate life, we tend to that, I'm letting it go in sometime in the mode of the anger. Okay, something is not happening good. I'm just letting it go and passing the time. Sometime in the, peacefulness that, okay, I'm letting it go. It's not happening with the acceptance. So how these kind of things are, happening and happened in the mind, and we have to, get the things. So what is the thin line between the basically the acceptance and the letting it go?
For this question, I request Sampath to probably answer.
Yeah, this question was for Sampath, or maybe Rajan sir, please.
Only if you can accept, you can let it go. Sandeep, can you please unmute yourself and tell about what happened to your house last year in Australia?
Yeah, there was a fire accident and we lost the house. We had to.
How did the fire accident happen?
My wife put a diya in the altar of the god, and we didn't stop it. We went out, and I didn't know that was lit, and she didn't put the diya out, so we had lost it.
The whole house was burned down, Vikal.
Yes, correct.
When they lit a lamp, diya, to the god.
Yeah.
The house was burnt. Will you let go or not? What will you do now?
We can't
will
do
you
anything.
Accept it or not?
We have to accept it and let it go.
See, there Sandeep is in front of us, volunteering for the meditation program. So it's a live
Yeah.
example. Yesterday we were talking about it. So what I'm saying is it may be anything, any big or small depends on whether you can accept or
Yeah.
not. If you can accept it easily, it's a small thing. If you can't accept, it will become the most difficult thing. So once you accept, you can let it go. And if you won't let it go, you will be stuck there.
Correct.
The cause of pain is non-acceptance. Anything that you can accept, you are free from pain in that particular aspect. So a spiritually wise person will understand why one should go through pain, rather accept and let go and move on. That happens. Sandeep is the live example.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vikal.
Thanks, Sampath. I think Rajan sir wanted to add something in this.
Yes, please.
Yes, what Sampath said is also right. You have to let go in that situation when there's an accident. What else can you do? You have to simply accept it as part of the routine things, So it is an unexpected one. But in this case, I would suggest that, of course, I invariably have a habit of referring to books. I will suggest to people, to every one of you, to read The Surrender Experiment by Michael A. Singer. So there what he says is, because we take our lessons or the right answer to what Vikalji has asked, do you let go? There, the only thing that the author says right from the beginning to the end is let go. And you have to let go anything, everything that happens, and then accept whatever comes to you, good or bad, taking it for granted that the universe expects you to be a tool, to be a creator. So all of us are co-creators. So when we are co-creators, then we do what is the best under that circumstance. And we cannot cry over it and then simply get lost into that accident. So what our friend had, that was an unfortunate thing. But then what is the alternative? The alternative is to get that, forget it. So I'll just quote a small incident about Michael Singer. When he started his life, his father simply told him, I have $15,000 to give to you. Give it from today onwards, you and I are different. And you can take that caravan of yours with you and go wherever you want. So, in Western society, invariably, they only meet on Christmas Day or New Year Day later on. From then it is different. They are two different souls, although they belong to one family. So he had to be on his own. He had no job, but he had a qualification. But then he decided he will stay inside the caravan and use the public restroom whenever needed. That was the way he managed. But then Providence was with him because he could manage the situation and he became a billionaire in a period of just 5 or 6 years. Because he had decided, after reading Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahamsa Yogananda, he had read that book. Then he came to know that the universe is there only to help you in all situations. So whatever comes to you, good or bad, it is meant for your own progress or for your own experience. A bad experience gives you, suppose you are driving a car and unmindful of something and you are very much stressed in your official life. At that time, you won't be driving it properly because you are fully mentally involved in that. But you forget that you are driving a car which can harm the public. But when you remember that, then you are entirely your own. Okay, so when you watch your breath, you will not make a mistake while driving a car. Similarly, when you have the awareness, you will never have a problem. So letting go is the easiest thing that can happen. So allow everything to go as it is, and that is what he does. Even he couldn't have 2 square meals a day. So what he did was he used to go to the nearest ashram where you get free food. So there he used to get the prasad and eat it. That is how he managed for some days. But later, the only turning point for him was when he realized there is something known as a computer, which can bring about all that you have typed on in printed form. And he entered the field of medical transcription, which no one had done. Okay, that is how he became a billionaire. Understand? So by his hard effort, but similarly, when he started building a house of his own, someone offered, he had $15,000 only, but there was an offer where 5 acres of land were available very cheap if you buy it together. Otherwise, as a plot you have to pay more. So he decided he will buy all the 5 acres. He started building a house of his own, building it by himself. Then one lady comes to him and asks, "Can you build a house for me? You have built it so fine. Your house is so good. Why don't you build one for me?" He immediately said yes, because he had decided in his life he will never say no to anyone. Okay, that is how he progressed. So accept everything that comes to you as if it is part of your experience, as if
Wonderful.
it is deemed that you should be doing it, and it is not thrust on you. It is only your way of taking it. The way you receive it is what is important. Take it as if the universe wants you to be a tool to do that. That is all.
Correct.
Thank you, Sampath-ji,
Fantastic.
for the excellent meditation. Meditation was wonderful today.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so much. Thank you very much. Well, that brings the closure of the day one journey today. It was amazing. It was fantastic. We had an excellent meditation by Sampath, and then followed by a beautiful talk by Resmi, and then Q&A. On behalf of IFSS and PSSM Global, I extend my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to each and everyone, all the participants who have joined today. Please do join tomorrow for day 2. We have yet another topic, which will be covering science of meditation tomorrow. And in case you have any more questions, please do on the WhatsApp group. Jenny has already shared the WhatsApp link in the Zoom chat. We can still, take up those questions and address them. Once again, happy meditation day to everyone. Signing off for day 1. Looking forward to meet you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
My beloved child, trust in me and find solace in my protective arms. I am the architect of your destiny, gently steering you through life's journey. Let your heart be light, for I am your unwavering shield, your steadfast sentinel, ever present by your side. With each dawn as you greet the day, may you sense my loving presence enveloping you. Let not the world's clamor distract you as daylight breaks. Draw near and absorb my teachings. Listen closely to the gentle assurances of my spirit, confirming my sovereign hand over your life. Fear no challenge, for under my watchful eye, you are beyond reach of harm. The concerns that cloud your thoughts are on the verge of unfolding into clarity. Trust that in my perfect timing, solutions will emerge, and the answers you seek will find their way to you. As you commune with me, know that I am meticulously shaping your journey, orchestrating each chapter with divine foresight. The blessings for which you fervently pray are already on their way to you, doors being swung wide open. I am here to fortify your faith, to lift and lead you into a renewed existence, a rebirth where all will be transformed. Dismiss the judgments of others. Walk with your head held high, living a life of faith and honor. Let not the envy of others tarnish your spirit. Focus solely on my view of you, for in my eyes you are remarkable, endowed with a heart of purity and truth.